Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are doing something new that I have never tried before. I am going to be working on this chicken pattern. I will be testing out this new technique that is called African flower. I have never done this before. It's kind of like a type of granny square that makes a flower, and that can be done in like several different shapes. So not necessarily a square, it can be a pentagon or hexagon, whatever. I will say I have done one granny square in my entire life. So this is going to be interesting. I am making this as a gift for a family member. Initially, I was gonna make both a chicken and a rooster by the same creator, which is Cute Crochet by Sarah. I will put the link to her pattern in the description. We're gonna see how it goes, but it sounds complicated enough that I'm not sure I'm gonna make the rooster at all. So we're gonna start with the chicken, and if all goes well and I enjoy it, I might make the rooster as well. So the pattern advises that I watch a YouTube video first, but they don't specify a video. So I'm gonna try and wing it. Hopefully I don't regret it, but there is a lot of text. So I looked at the pictures and honestly, I think it's doable. We're going to be working with a mix of acrylic and wool yarn, which is this blue, and some mercerized cotton. Initially, I was going to go for like a standard maple chicken, but it felt too simple and I didn't have the yarn in the color that I wanted to make the chicken. So I pivoted to this thing, and I might regret my decision later. But we're going to see about that together. Okay, so I have started and done the first 2 rounds. And so far, so good. The one granny square that I've done before is definitely proving to be helpful here. The one issue that I have, and it is of course mentioned in the pattern, is the amount of holes there are in this. It's obvious there's going to be holes since there are chain spaces. There is no way that I can ever stuff this thing without the stuffing showing through. Like, I don't know if you can see, like, the amount of holes there are. Like, you can literally see my hand moving. So I'm wondering what I should do, if I should go down a hook size, or maybe I should make my tension tighter. I'm gonna try something and then I will report back. Okay, so I have tried it again with a 2mm hook and tighter tension, and this is what I got. I think it is much better. It is also much smaller. I have a bunch of those to make, so let's get going. Update, so I have made this, okay, the first one. So far, I am having a lot of fun, okay? This is really fun. We're gonna see if I still think this is fun when I am done with like all 15 of them and I have to sew them. Although, I have been struggling for the past 30 minutes or so understanding why somehow the stitch count here is wrong. And I was like, what is going on? Something is wrong. And that is when I realized I have not made a hexagon. I have made a pentagon. Look! It's fine because I don't have to frog it because there are both in the pattern. So there's actually many more of those. It's exactly the same pattern. It's just the number of clusters that you have at the start. I believe there's also a square in there and it's probably the same. So far I think this is really fun. There are holes, but like, yeah, you can kind of see them if I stretch it. I think that if I don't overstuff it, should be fine. So now that I have done this and figured out what my problem was, I'm gonna move on to making all of the other squares. So I have made progress on our African flower shapes. So I made this little square, which I think probably has an issue because it doesn't work with the pattern. For some reason, this stitch count in the pattern is off. And then I have my first pentagon. It's not staying very flat, but I don't think this is going to be an issue. The other shapes do the same thing. So these, we have the two hexagons, and now I have to do a lot more pentagons, some of them which have the blue and some of them which are just plain white. And then I'm gonna get to sew them all together. So far this is fun, except for the weird things happening with the pattern, but I'm still enjoying the process, so hopefully it turns out fine. It has been a couple of days and I have been working on a few things behind the scenes, off camera. During the weekend, I have made some progress on other things. First of all, I finished this Manta Ray. This is a pattern by Natura Crochet. Link in the description as usual. It's part of a book, actually, her second book about aquatic animals, I think. I started her a very long time ago and I just finally found the motivation to finish her because all of those color changes and the sewing was putting me off for a while. So she is finally finished. I'm super happy about it. She's really pretty. She's got a bendable tail, which is really nice because I had never done this before. So there's that. Next we have also this little guy that I have mentioned as well, which is the other amigurumi whip that I had. So I had almost finished crocheting him entirely. The one thing I was missing was the tail, which is also bendable. So I crocheted this and then I did all of the sewing over the weekend. He's still missing his two ears, which I think are frankly adorable. He's got his little cape as well. There is a lot of embroidery to do left on him. He's got all of the little, you know, darker spots on him. And I think there's some work to do on the eyebrows as well. Also, I have big news, okay? I have finished crocheting the hat. It is done. Look, it is finished. I did all of it. The entire ribbing is done, okay? I have also started to work on the braids, if you can call it that. I'm not entirely sure about this whole thing, the colors and stuff. I have also worked on a pair of fingerless gloves, which I don't know where they are. Let's go back to the chicken. So the chicken, I have crocheted all of the African flower shapes. I have the square, I have the two white pentagons, I have two colored hexagons, and I have all of the colored pentagons. The beak is somewhere. I need to sew all of this together. There's a lot of work to do. This gift is for 1 week from now, so I really need to get to work because, yeah. Hello! It is later and I am here to report on the current situation with the chicken. I have sewn the beak together. I found the missing pieces that I had crocheted earlier. I put together both wings and I am currently trying to figure out how to sew this thing. By the way, I have another chicken here. Look at her. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna be sewing this stuff, stuffing it. it's been an hour roughly, hour and a half actually. And I have finally finished putting together the body of the chicken. This is not the most fun I have ever had crocheting, okay? So I'm slip stitching this together because I cannot even imagine trying to do this with sewing. I think I would just go crazy. My head would just explode. I still have to put together the head. I really like how it's turning out. I'm debating whether I want to continue this right now because I'm a little tired of doing this, and I also have to sew on the 2 wings. I have to sew on the beak. I have to add the tail, and I have to add the comb and the wattles. I don't know. I'm gonna stuff this first to see what the situation is with all the gaps in between the stitches, and then I'll probably move on to the rooster. Okay, so I have gone ahead and stuffed the body of the chicken, and I mean, you can definitely see the stuffing. To be honest, I don't think it's that much of an issue on this type of plushie. And as I was thinking about the rooster, I realized that I don't really want to start it right now. I think I need a bit of a break from these. I want to go back to a more standard thing that I usually do. This order that I have to work on is for another fruit dinosaur. And I'm going to be using an existing pattern that is, I think, for a watermelon or just a melon. No, I think it's a watermelon dinosaur. But for this one, I was asked to modify it and turn it into a strawberry and blackberry dinosaur with a little bit of like whipped cream. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to be using the pattern as a base, and then I'm going to be changing basically the top part of the plushie. Let's get started on that. Hello guys, happy Wednesday. So today has been a very productive day, and I'm really happy about everything that I've gotten done so far. So let me show you. I'm going to start with this little guy that I made for the order that I mentioned yesterday that I wanted to work on. I freehanded the top with the whipped cream and the blackberry and raspberries. So that is done. He is super cute. I thought he was going to turn out bigger than that, but I mean, yeah, he's super cute. So that is done. And next I have finished this pair of fingerless gloves. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to take pictures and put them up for sale because right now it's nighttime and this is black. And next I have finished the chicken. She is done. Oh my god, I love her. Like, she is so cute. I put her in this little basket just so I could take pictures for my reel that I'm making for Instagram. In the end, I had a lot of fun with all of the squares, or the shapes in general. I don't really know what to call them. So that was really fun. The detailing on the tail, the wings, and the comb was a little bit less fun, kind of tedious and difficult to do. Yesterday, I also spent some time sorting the t-shirt yarn that I got, and I realized that I'm probably not gonna keep most of it, so what I didn't want, I put it back up for sale. And so far, I haven't sold anything. Also, I posted something about this chicken, and I got a text being like, oh, can I have one as well? Can I order one? So I was like, yes, for sure. So it looks like we're gonna be making another one of those. Aside from that, I also have a couple whips that I would like to finish, probably not today, but in the coming days. I still have the strawberry hat that I showed you 2 videos away. I still have not decided what I want to do with it, so I'm gonna need to make a decision whether I finish this or if I frog it. And I also have the snow leopard that I showed you earlier that I still need to finish, but I'm not gonna be taking care of this right now. So what I am thinking is I'm probably gonna start working on the rooster and this chicken and get completely sick of doing those African flower things. Okay, so I just got the pattern And I'm really glad I did because it's completely different from the chicken. I definitely could not have figured it out. I went over it, the shapes are completely different, it's not the same ones. Well, there's still some hexagons and pentagons, but there's also a heptagon, I think there's a square, only one as well, I think. The tail is different, beak is different, comb is different, everything is different basically. This one, I was anticipating that it would be easier because it looked smaller. I think it's actually harder, so yeah, I think we're gonna have a little bit more work. We're gonna have some gray, white, we have the same red and the same yellow as the other one. We have this, which is a tiny piece of yarn that I found, but on the pattern it actually has like a black and green tail piece. So I'm gonna be using this. I hope it's gonna be enough. And I'm realizing that I put away the black yarn as well because unfortunately on the original pattern we have like a dark gray, a medium gray, and light gray, but I only have this gray. So I'm just going to substitute the light gray with white. This will be the middle gray and I'm going to be using black instead. For the chicken that the customer wants, I was thinking about making it these colors. So we got some bluish purple because they said they like blue and purple, and I thought it would be really interesting to make it with black. But this is all that I have left in this size, and I have a tiny piece of black yarn in the same size, but it's not the same one. So both are black yarns, but when you put it under like a white light, like the ones I'm filming with, you can clearly see that one of them is blue, if you know what I mean. Like it's black, but it's not the same black. So I would like to avoid this. I do have some cotton, but it is thicker, so I'm debating whether I should try and work with this cotton or just with this. I don't know. I'm gonna have to make a decision. I'm not gonna be able to do both with this. So I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna do the rooster with this and then I will move on to standard cotton yarn for the chicken maybe. Okay, so last update for tonight. I have made progress, done the little square, which works out this time, and I have done 2 hexagons in the white color for the head and 2 other hexagons in gray and black. I realized that I didn't insert the hook in the same area. You can see here on this one. I put the hook a little bit lower. That's okay, didn't really feel like redoing it, especially since I had already cut the yarns. I'm gonna call it a day today. It's still early, but my hand is hurting a little bit, so I'm gonna give it some rest. It's much better than it was like a week and a half ago, but I'm gonna be careful and not push myself too much because I have done a lot today and yesterday. I'm gonna take a little break and I'll catch you guys up tomorrow. So we are 2 days later. I took a little break yesterday because my hands were killing me, well, my wrists specifically. Today I have made some more progress and I am happy to report that I have finished all of the African flower shapes that I need for the rooster. I honestly don't really feel like crocheting all of the small pieces and sewing this together. So for the moment, I think I'm gonna keep going on these flower shapes because I've been on a very good roll. So I think I will just move on to the other chicken that I have. I have in fact one yarn chicken on this one, but yeah, I definitely would not have had enough of this black yarn for the other chicken, which is mostly black. So I'm gonna try to work with this black yarn and this light purple color. Well, it has been a couple of days. I've been very busy these past few days with a bunch of stuff and just life in general, stuff to do around the house and all that. So I didn't take the time to record myself and what I was doing, but I am here to report on everything that I've been doing in the past few days. As you know, I got an order for another chicken. Yeah. So the customer mentioned that they like purple and blue, so I went with blue eyes. This chicken is a little bigger than the other one, ever so slightly. She's also a little bit heavier. I finished an entire skein and I think probably 2/3 of the second skein that I had, so that's cool. It was indeed a little bit difficult to crochet with that cotton yarn as I was using the 2mm hook and I normally crochet with a 2.5, so the yarn was a little bit more splittier than usual. It was a little bit annoying. Here they are. And finally, okay, I have done the rooster. I'm leaving to go visit my family in 2 days and I finished him yesterday, but oh my gosh, I am never making another one of those ever, okay? The pattern was great, but it took me forever to finish because I couldn't find it in me to just get through this, you know? I just do like 2 stitches and then move on to something else. It just like horrible. I made a bunch of different mistakes. I had to undo the wings and sew them back, and then I did my own thing for the tail because I couldn't figure out what was going on with the tail feathers. I also did my own thing for the feet, I believe. So yeah, there was a couple of things that was a little bit frustrating. Also, something very interesting happened to me is that I managed to actually break apart this is a safety eye. I had never had this happen to me, and I mean, it didn't just snap in half like this. I was using a safety eye inserting tool, and I normally don't use it with those eyes. I use it for sinker eyes, but because these, I don't know if you can see, but these, they are not pointy at all. They have a flat tip and not a pointy tip, and it makes it much harder to insert the backings onto the safety eye. So I was using my tool and I heard it snap, and I was like, usually when you insert a safety eye, you hear it clicking, you know? And I thought that was it, but no, it clicked because it was broken. A bunch of unfortunate things like this happened. I am now in possession of these 3 lovely chickens. Look at them. Yay! They look super cute. In addition to that, I also took a break in between the chickens and the African flowers to make this beanie, which I talked about in a previous vlog, and it's the wheat stitch beanie. I made it using a tutorial on YouTube. Forgot the name of the channel. I'll put it in the description for you guys if you want to make this. I did end up doing a little bit of my own thing because I didn't have the same yarn as her, and I did not gauge swatch, okay? I didn't want to do that, so I skipped the gauge swatch, and it was kind of off, okay? But in the end, it turned out fine. I made that as a gift for my mom, but now that I have it, I don't know if she would like it very much. So I will see if I gift it to her, and if I don't, I'll just slap a pom-pom on top and keep it for myself because I really like it. It's really squishy. It's super comfy. It's a little bit tight, but crochet just has a tendency to stretch over time, so that's fine. It's not bunching up at the top, which I really like. I thought it was really fun to do this sweet stitch, and I used this very nice variegated yarn, which I really love. And I have another skein of it, and I didn't use the full skein, so I may be able to make a cowl with it. But I will probably have to buy some more white yarn because I only have like half a skein left, which I don't think is going to be enough for a cowl. I still have to sew my snow leopard. I have to finish the cat hat because I still haven't done the second braid on the other side. And I also have to take care of the strawberry hat. And I have sold part of the yarn that I got in the previous vlog. But all of this will be for a next video because I'm gonna wrap it up right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, leave a comment if there is anything you would like me to improve, or if you've got any ideas of stuff you want me to do. Thank you for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!